Hearing none, the minutes are approved. I want you to know I read 700 pages of Robert's Rules of Order, and I saw that that's in the 12th edition. You don't have to vote on it. It's enough, okay? Are there any communications?
We have one tonight, ma'am.
Okay.
To CityLink board members, as a former frequent rider of CityLink, I am curious to know why CityLink drivers are not required to wear a mask while operating the bus. A few months ago, I was kicked off the bus for requesting the bus driver to wear a mask when the driver reminded me to put on a mask. I asked the driver why a mask was not on the driver's face. The driver said it was not mandatory that drivers wear a mask and that I would have to talk to the union about that. I was told to get off the bus. I am in complete agreement that all passengers wear a mask before entering the bus. On that Saturday morning with my wife, I was a little late pulling on my mask and a little grumpy. I was aware of the problem with some bus drivers not wearing a mask while requesting riders to put one on. How am I to know whether the driver is vaccinated or infected with the virus? In an enclosed space such as a bus, riders are just as much at risk as contracting the disease from the driver as any other citizen on the bus. This policy is damaging to the reputation of CityLink. Tom Tully, 427 Gilman Avenue, Washington, Illinois, 61571. I think everybody saw my email last Friday out to reinforce the mask policy. It was pretty much a response to this to make sure we get that policy in order and start getting that in place.
But employees know they are to wear masks, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other communication?
No, that was it for tonight.
Okay. Report from officers. Are there any reports? Oh, you guys are so quiet. Okay. Okay. Any reports from standing committee?
Yes, there
Thank you very
is.
much. Okay.
Emily has worked on this, and it concerns the Stuff a Bus Committee and the report for last year's donations that Friendship House has received. The 33rd annual Stuff a Bus food drive to benefit the Peoria Friendship House Christian Service was held virtually last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic and collected $17,393 in monetary donations. In the past, donations had been given at Kroger's and people brought them in here and that. This year it was strictly the monetary. Past year or whatever year it is. CityLink has kept in touch with Peoria Friendship House since the conclusion of the food drive in 2020 and received reports on how the donations were allocated for their food distribution program. From December 2020 through July 2021, Peoria Friendship House spent an average of $1,323.35 per month on their food distribution program. And they still have 4 more months left of the year. With the upcoming holiday season, they believe their need for food donations will increase. I'll now pass this over to Emily Watson. She'll share a little bit more of the history of the Stuff a Bus food drive and the plans for the 2021 campaign. And I will say I really admire her for all the work she's done on this. It is a lot of work.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. Since we do have quite a few new board members now, I thought it would be a good opportunity to let you know about Stuff a Bus, the history of it, and what our plans are for this year. Since 1987, CityLink has hosted the Stuff a Bus food drive to help eliminate hunger in Peoria. With a long partnership with Kroger to collect enough food to stuff a classic CityLink bus, the donations collected during the food drive benefit the food pantry at the Peoria Friendship House. Also participating are our longtime partners at Cumulus Radio, WYZ TV, WMBD TV, CIProud.com, and of course the Amalgamated Transit Union 416. What started out as a small door-to-door campaign by CityLink employees and members of the ATU with the intent to stuff a CityLink bus with donations has grown over the years to become a staple food drive in the Peoria area. with the classic 1975 bus with its orange paint and vintage look is clearly recognizable and hard to miss when it drives through the streets of Peoria during the food drive. As Sharon mentioned, Peoria Friendship House expects the need for food donations to increase as we head toward the holidays in the next couple of months. The food drive is traditionally held at the end of October through the month of November. Right now, we're looking at probably ending it at the very end of November, right after Thanksgiving. With the ongoing pandemic, we had to make some really tough decisions last year to host it virtually. That was mostly due in part to Kroger. We get a lot of our physical donations from them, and they didn't feel comfortable with having a lot of people in and out of their stores getting food donations. So we decided to go all virtual last year. And I was really pleased that we were able to collect over $17,000, which our goal was $10,000. So we far exceeded that goal. And it was really, I don't know, the lack of a better word, heartwarming, I guess you would say, to see people really come out for the food drive when we were going through such a tough year last year. So what did that look like for 2021? As of right now, it looks like we're going to collect physical donations. I've had conversations with Kroger and with Friendship House, and it sounds like Kroger specifically is comfortable with collecting food donations in the stores. So I think we're hopefully going to be able to collect those physical donations, because although I think obviously we saw how successful it was to have the monetary donations, I think a lot of people missed seeing the bus fill up with food donations last year. So the plan right now is to move forward with collecting physical donations and stuffing it on the bus like we have in years past. But I just want to thank the Board of Trustees for their support over the years of the food drive, and I'm really hoping that we'll be able to continue this longstanding tradition this year and collect food on the bus. If you have any questions, let me know.
But you still will take donations, right?
Yeah, I expect us to still probably receive some monetary donations, which we can add to our total. We normally, we know the weight of the bus without food, and so then we're able to determine how much food is on the bus whenever it's filled with donations. So we can add, like, if let's say we get $5,000 in donations, we can add another 5,000 pounds to our total. So yeah, I think we might see a little bit of a hybrid of monetary and physical donations, but I already have been talking to some of our partners from past years, and they're planning to have like a Riverman game. I think Bradley might be, basketball might be involved this year. So Marcellus Somerville, that's the CEO of Friendship House, was a former Bradley basketball player, so he has a lot of ties to Bradley. So yeah, right now it looks like it's going to be hopefully a good year, and we'll be able to go back to our traditional way.
Okay. Any questions?
Well, I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Okay.
It is so impressive to go and see that bus loaded with food to the ceiling in most of the bus. And I think, well, not last year, but 2 years ago, Ron Cox had to get a ladder to get in a window.
Yep.
Because he couldn't even open the doors, it was so full.
Yeah, I think it was in 2018, maybe 2018 or 19. I don't know. I can't remember right now. We actually had so many donations that Ron did have to go climb through the window of the bus to get in the bus, and also we had to use a supervisor van or one of our vans to bring overload of food. So we had a really successful year a couple years ago, and I'm hoping that people will, be generous again and know that we're coming back with our regular food drive this year.
That says so much about us as a community. Great.
Any other questions for me? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. And I want to thank Emily and Doug for the new buses. The presentation of the new buses that happened here last week, and all the legislators who are here. I think we're going to have some additional support from them on the buses. So would you like to give your report?
I think we still have one more.
Actually, I
We've got a couple standing committees.
I have a
Oh, I'm so shocked to see you talking. Okay.
I know it.
Okay.
So we had a program development meeting on the 9th of September.
Okay.
And just some highlights real quick. The implementation of the COA has been moved back from to March of 2022. So they have more time to conduct public hearings and operator training. The Komen More Than Pink Walk was approved for CityLink to provide shuttles from Kroger at Evergreen Square to Metro Center and back on Saturday, October 2nd. The community service was provided in a way of shuttle service for Peak and Marigold Festival. We all voted on that. The PDC committee approval, and there was discussions that with the Washington Township for possible service of application for funds of the 5310, keeping the cost neutral for the district, and discussions with the Convention and Visitors Bureau for applying for 5310 funds for bike share program, also keeping this program cost neutral for the district.
Mhm.
Robinson, do you have anything to say about the Washington? Do you want to touch on that real quick or not?
So I actually did the presentation with the PDC committee the other day. And basically what we're looking at is for providing funding, and it'll be from the Tri-County Regional Planning.
Mhm.
And you apply for the application for the funding for the 5310. And from there, if you can create a collaboration with the city of Washington, what we would do is basically have paratransit service that will go within the city. Because right now it only goes about at one entrance point, which is like Sunnyland Plaza, which is also now called the Washington Plaza. So it doesn't go far enough in the city, and that's a problem for a lot of people that need our service. So we're just looking at a possibility of applying for this, and we're trying to get some buy-in, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver.
Now, I have a question. You do have an agreement with Washington?
We do not currently. So there'd be a lot of hoops to jump through yet. But the call for projects for 5310 is coming up at the end of the month.
Okay.
So we're kind of doing some of the legwork for them. With DOT being in town this week at the IPTA meeting, I'll be talking to them too about how we can collaborate this and put everything together, because it'll be kind of going into a different district and getting some of their money for funding as well. Keep it going. So a lot of moving parts, but it'll be cost neutral if we come up with anything. But the other cost of the district, we'll make sure you know about it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
I do have a
Question,
report,
okay.
but I need clarification. What's 5310?
What was that?
What is it? You're saying 5310?
She's saying what is?
5310 is New Freedoms and money for elderly and handicapped. Tri-County right now has a call for projects. There's like $310,000 more or less for funds, and it's basically geared for transit related projects. Nonprofits such as Epic or CWTC could apply and buy vehicles. We Care, other organizations such as that. But Nick and Jamie sat in on the meeting, and we were the only one looking at projects. So we probably got a pretty good chance of.
Is that a document that I can find someplace to read?
We will find something for you. Yes, we will.
It's on the Tri-County website.
Is it on the Tri-County website? Thank you. My brief report, Sharma and I have, Shamra, and I met, and we are going in the process of setting up some time that I'm going to come down and visit the transit center. I also want to have a meeting with her and Angel, and then also with Doug, so that we can start working on some projects and things that we have in mind that might need for approval as we move forward. So October will be a big one for us.
Okay. All right. Are there any more standing reports? You don't have one? Oh, okay. At least you got to realize that members of this board really work. So most of them have a monthly meeting, So there's a lot of work to go on. And Christine, we're getting you involved. You will have monthly meetings too, okay? Next, city lift is.
Do you want to do my report now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wondered where Angel's at, so I don't know if she's not.
I don't see her name on
I
there.
don't see her.
I don't see it either. I was wondering. Maybe
Um,
you'll get both of them,
Yeah,
okay?
so, yeah, as you alluded to, the unveiling of the electric buses was a success,
Yes, it was.
a great event.
Mhm.
I did just get off a call at a meeting with the Bus Coalition, and it sounds like there's even more money coming down the pipe for public transit. They got some rulemaking and some things going on tomorrow, so I probably can't even announce what it's all about, but it's like $10 billion in one pot, 6 billion in another, so all headed for public transit.
Wonderful.
Pretty exciting. What was I? Oh, we're gonna be hosting IPTA this week, Illinois Public Transit Association. I think Desiree sent everybody invitations to the luncheon or something that they can attend this week. So, but it'll be in here, Marquette, and we'll be down there Wednesday and Thursday till noon. I am going to give up most of my time. I did want to introduce Shannon Robinson, our new Assistant Director of Operations, and she's going to be kind of handling Andy's job, some of Joe's job, some of Lane's job. So she's going to be wearing all kinds of hats. So, Shannon, if you want to do a little introduction about yourself.
Okay.
Okay. So, good evening. And my name is Shannon Robinson. I formerly worked for the city of Peoria for about 17 years. And my background's in workforce development, community development, economic development, city manager office administration, and also Peoria Cares. So I am so excited to work for the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District, CityLink, and the team. And I'm very excited to also work with the board, and anything that I can do to accommodate, I'm more than willing. And also, it's very exciting to continue working with the community and now in the capacity of transportation. So I thank you.
We're glad to have you with us.
Yes.
And congratulations on coming along on board. And I'm sure you can find this a very satisfying job. Okay? Thank you.
And then the rest of, well, I'm gonna split the rest of my time between Nick. I think he's got a couple things he wanted to talk about, and then Beth about the building project.
Okay.
So,
Let me go first.
Sure.
Okay. So carrying on from the electric buses, just a few more little updates about it. We hope to have them on the road by the middle to end of next month. Maintenance training actually started today, so we're going to train a handful of our more senior maintenance staff so we can figure out how to work on when problems do arise. And then I think Jason has operations, train the trainers set up for the 27th and 28th. So once trainers are set up, they'll go actually train all the operators that are going to be on the road with all the buses. So that should happen the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and I got on the bus and they say we don't have to worry about the drivers being hurt because they will be barricaded with plexiglass and all that good stuff, right?
Yep, our driver
So that's a
corridors.
safety thing. So that answers the letter that we got the last time from the union, right?
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
all right.
And then something else to bring up real quick, ICC is hosting an event on Friday. I believe Emily and Shannon are gonna go to that. It's basically a job fair for their students that are interested in the diesel field. So we're gonna take, Emily's gonna go and Shannon's gonna go. We're also gonna take one of our trainers. We're gonna take a bus so we can show them what a fully functioning diesel engine looks like. We've had success with this program in the past. We have mechanics actually work here now that went through this intern project that ICC has, and they applied, and after their internship here was done, they applied to become a mechanic, and we've actually had mechanics stay on board well after the schooling ended. It's kind of a great thing to get into because it gives them a base understanding of diesel engines and 46 of our buses are still diesels, so we still need mechanics. So we've had a lot of success with this. We're gonna go out there and hopefully pitch how awesome CityLink is, and see if we can get some more interns, and then hopefully get some employees after their year-long internship. And so there's two very quick updates. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Beth has some
Okay.
updates about our project.
You want to use the microphone now?
Can you hear me or?
No, we can't hear you.
We wanna,
So here's our camera. I'll take some of her thunder. Camera running on the construction site, so.
So this picks up from what you saw last time to Saturday, this past Saturday, so it's last month.
Okay, so moving forward, we'll have this, and then I'll also, now that we start having more happening, I'll be sending in a PowerPoint with pictures and updates. But just as a quick schedule update, I wanted to let you know that we're drilling tiebacks this week and part of next week. And we should be able to test them by the end of next week. Excavation will be the week of the 20th. We should have had that on the 15th. We've lost a few days, which is some equipment issues, but we are hoping to make that up. And then we're going to start footings at the end of next week. And any finished things that we can get some of the footings brought back up. So we should be able to save those 3 days we lost. South building, we're hoping to start doing the overhead running through there. We're working with the design team on finalizing some of that, hopefully the middle of next week. And then tomorrow I have a scope review for the steel that we just bid out a couple weeks ago. And then Thursday, the scope review is for the precast. So if they have a full scope and they look good, then I will look for board approval in October for an updated greater GMP. So, other than that, we're almost out of the ground completely. So then we'll start seeing a lot more happening and it'll be more exciting. But do you have any questions?
Thank you very much. Now, Doug, do you have other things for us tonight?
I think that should do me for tonight, so. I didn't want you to have too quick a meeting, did I?
Hey, I thought we were gonna have the record tonight, but we won't get there tonight, okay? Public comment, do we have anybody?
You don't,
Okay,
think
okay. Any old business? Okay, new business, resolution 2212. Yeah.
So the purpose of this summary is to authorize a change order of $31,584 to Kryling Roofing. So this is the roof that's going on the dome downtown at the transit center. So during the removal process, Kryling Roofing discovered some insulation that was damaged under the ballast and the membrane of the roof that we're actually removing. There was no way to foresee this during the inspection and estimation of the project, so they presented us with two different options. Continue the project using the damaged insulation underneath the roof, but this would void the labor warranty for the next 30 years for the new roof they're putting on. Or they remove and replace the damaged insulation. This will keep our 30-year Garland roof warranty intact at the additional cost of $31,584. So we are seeking board approval for option 2. The 30-year warranty for this roofing system was a major factor in why we chose to go this route. So it is recommended that the Board of Trustees authorizes the general manager to execute a change order with Kryling Roofing in an amount not to exceed $31,584.
Okay, so you
oh,
move that we spend the 31,000, up to 31,584. This has to be a roll call vote. Can I get a second?
seconded.
Okay. Mhm. And this is a roll call vote. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't want Doug to get all talking tonight.
Okay.
Trustee Wortham,
I approve.
trustee Hare,
I approve.
trustee Ahart.
Approved.
Blank. Trustee Paul,
I approve.
trustee McBride approved.
Okay, thank you. And next will be approval of a work comp settlement by Doug.
This is a request for approval of workman's comp settlement 010998-000530 in an amount not to exceed $82,787.04.
Okay. I'll get a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and second all, this is a roll call vote too, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Okay,
Trustee Wortham,
approve.
trustee Hare,
Approved.
trustee Ahart,
Approved.
trustee Paul approved, trustee McBride approved.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Now, are you giving the financial report tonight too?
Yes, ma'am.
This is your show, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay,
We let Christine loose. She's at a conference in Chicago this week for finance of some sort, GFOMA or GMFOA.
okay.
So anyway, the financial report for August, total monthly operating expense of $2,909,820.22 represents 8.31% of the fiscal year 2022 annual budget. This percentage is 0.18% more than the monthly projection. Major operating expense for August are payroll expenses, IMRF pension expense, health insurance expenses, GASB 75 OPEB liabilities, paratransit transportation service purchase, professional services, and those are the most significant disbursements, about 84.4% of the total monthly operating expense, which I think those are about the same every month. I think they're about the same. So anyway, I would ask for approval of the requested disbursements for the month of August.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
Trustee, oh, there she is.
This will be a roll call vote.
Thank you.
Okay,
Trustee Wortham,
approve.
trustee Hare,
Approved.
trustee Ahart,
Approved.
trustee Paul approved, and trustee McBride approved.
Thank you so very much. That seems to be the end of our agenda. We have, our future meetings will be 5:30 on Monday, October the 11th, 2021, and Monday, November the 5th, 2021. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Oh, you got it.
Okay, and I bet I have a second.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, and all in favor of the meeting be adjourned at this time, say aye.
Aye.
So our meeting for September is adjourned. Good seeing all of you. See you in October. Thank you.